It's Thursday morning at Huye Market in the Rwandan college town of Butare. In a country where about 82% of the population makes a living by farming rural land, this marketplace is a veritable trading floor. Among piles of sweet potatoes, tubs of tomatoes, and sacks of cassava, farmers like Nepal Mushimbani haggle with local villagers and distributors, trying to sell their produce for the highest price.
nabonaga papa abikora uko twarajyanaga nko ku isoko nkareba mbere na mbere kumubyifatamo icyo bari bateganyirije nko kugura yenda nk'amafaranga icyo gihe urakibura ntakibona kubera ko amafaranga washakaga ku isoko gihe ntuyabona.
But simple technology like mobile phones are just reaching farmers and have the potential to help. Just minutes after Mushimbani and his wife Denise arrive at the market, a distributor buys their only 2 baskets of cassava root for 400 Rwandan francs, a little under $8. But at Kayenzi Market, also in the southern province, they could earn about 40 Rwandan francs more, enough to buy a weekly supply of salt. Even though the majority of Rwanda's population is directly affected by the rise and fall of agricultural prices, Rwanda's market has no Financial Times or Wall Street Journal presenting farmers with daily numbers. For this reason, prices are often dictated by the distributors or middlemen.
When it comes to a middleman, the middleman, first of all, the first person he wants to befriend is the farmer. Buy it cheap, get it to the market, sell it at a high price.
Just minutes after Mushimbani sells his cassava to a distributor, she sells the same produce to a restaurant owner for about $1.50 more.
Abandi bavaho twayigurishiriza nko tuba twayihinze bavaho twayigurishiriza uko ari gihe batwiba baduha makeya bakatita batwungukamo menshi cyane.
For distributors at the local markets, information means bargaining power. Since they move from market to market making purchases, they know the lowest price they can pay a farmer for his produce. Technology, however, has the potential to even the playing field for farmers in isolated villages. Now, for the first time, farmers and consumers can get current market prices whenever they want. A new mobile phone technology called Isoko was launched in February. It gives power to the farmers, offering them information that has the potential to impact their own pricing.
Once a farmer has the program in his phone, he just types in the commodity, and then what the mobile gives you is the price of the commodity on every market across the country. This information empowers the farmer in that he has a set of choices, depending on the prices being offered on different markets.
But even if a farmer knows where to get the best prices for his produce, fuel costs in this landlocked country are high. Transport costs could easily outweigh any profits to be earned. But while the information may help farmers to negotiate better prices, the data and the program are sponsored by the government. And while many farmers do not have mobile phones, nearly everyone owns a radio.
Nkamenya igiciro cyo imyaka igezweho ku isoko.
Mushimbani prefers to tune into a radio show hosted by Jean-Baptiste Michamiza, an independent journalist at community station Radio Salus. Michamiza reports on agriculture in Rwanda and has one of the only shows aimed at the farming community.
When I go on the field, and when I tell people that I'm coming from Radio Salus, they say, it's good. Because that radio is actually a watchdog for us. That helps us to make people know what are the problems that we are facing at this time. I became a reporter who covers agriculture because my parents were farmers. My parents didn't have opportunity of getting information via media which can help them to progress in their agricultural activities. The journalists are the eyes and ears of the population.
Even though Mushambani listens to the show frequently, he's confident that farming will never be a lucrative business.
But
Mushambani believes his hard work will pay off with his biggest investment. He spends about 85% of his salary on school fees.
Guhinga ntabwo ari umwuga wakiza umwana wamugirira akamaro. Agomba kwiga ejo akajya muri university agatera imbere, akaba perezida w'igihugu, akaba minisitiri runaka, akaba dogiteri runaka, akaba umurezi runaka. Ariko nawe yaravuze ati ababyeyi banjye bangiriye byiza, ntabwo basigingije ngo bambwira ngo ninjye guhinga, njye nirwa gushaka guhinga.